Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Time to put on the right fucking thing. Let's go. Yes. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. Wonderful people. Welcome back to another episode of. I fucked this up, haven't I? No, I haven't. It's okay. Another episode of I fucked this up. Another episode of Tales from the Dark Rift. This episode is called. I have already forgotten the name of the episode. That's pretty.
Cool name.
A great name.
The
Spoiler.
spirit of the Riftwoods.
Okay. The spirit in the Riftwoods. Yes.
Yeah.
Things. So, does somebody want to introduce what happened? Like, just let everybody know what happened last session?
Oh boy.
Especially because we had a player who wasn't there.
Last session,
We had to.
we woke up from our little nap. Realized that something happened around us. That there was a fight, and that one of our players also wasn't waking up. He was in slumber.
Mm-hmm.
We after we kinda realized what was happening, there was an attack on us, and we assumed that somehow somebody protected us. And after that, we decided to continue with the trees request. Zamnas and Sekpe went to scout deeper into the forest and found a little metal hut with a really annoying goblin who wants to kill trees.
Mm-hmm.
Kill all the trees in the world, and we tried our best time and time again and time again and time again to try and resolve this peacefully before shooting him and killing him.
I really fucking tried.
You did. Many attempts were made, but unfortunately, alas, to no avail. And that is where we are going to pick up. Before we really pick up properly, Mr. Kane, are you around?
Yes.
Okay, so Kane, you had a dream, and then you had a brief memory of waking up and speaking to the other members of your party very briefly. You're not 100% sure what was said, and then you felt yourself drift into sleepo beepo time again. Fucking sipping, Jesus. And as you drifted off into your sleep again, you found yourself in a somewhat familiar situation. You are sat cross-legged on a small pedestal, almost floating, and around you you see almost like several green-tinted mirrors. Each of the mirrors show reflecting yourself, and you bring yourself once again to try and calm yourself back to the zen that you've been taught to keep yourself steady. And then you hear the voice once again. You did well. I'm impressed. You managed to handle me quite finely, if I must say so myself. You look up to see the crystalline, woven form of yourself bearing down on you, staring deeply into your eyes from the mirror in front of you.
Who are you exactly?
Who else but yourself?
But you don't look like me.
And you don't look like you right now. He kind of you see a clawed, crystalline hand kind of gesture towards yourself, and then you see yourself reflected again in the mirror. And rather than it being reflected, it's almost like an image of yourself being pasted onto the top of this mirror. And you see yourself quite literally just being dragged by Valis across the floor. Your body completely ragged, your clothes kind of cut and marked across yourself, and your face kind of having several wounds across it.
Um,
Nothing else to say?
what? I don't understand.
Hmm. You do. But you will soon enough, I'm sure. I'll make you understand. One way or another. And as you try and begin to respond, focus in on this creature, you see your vision begin to fade, and you find yourself awakened. It's morning, just about. You see the other members of your party around you, all beginning to get themselves together for the day. And we are picking up the morning after everybody's dreams. What would you guys like to do?
I kind of wake up and look around, and do I see him awake?
Yeah, you see Kane kind of beginning to sit himself up.
Yo, wait, no way, yo, guys, I kind of get Darrow's attention. Yo, he's awake. The little sleeping beauty is awake.
Well, he certainly took his time. How are you feeling?
A little bit groggy, but I'm okay, I think.
You know, you slept like a whole day plus one night, so 30 hours of sleep.
Really?
Yeah, you overslept a whole day. We already completed the task that she gave us without you.
Consider yourself lucky if you're not very fond of bears, particularly building-sized ones.
Oh, that sounds kind of daunting.
Or goblins that want to kill all the trees in the world.
I mean, I think I'd take the bears over the goblins. I don't really like goblins, but yeah. So,
Okay. As
Uh,
you are
Bar-
having this conversation, you hear in the distance.
nice.
Is it the same?
Oh
Is
shit!
it the
There's a dying
recognizable?
wolf in
It's
the
definitely recognizable.
forest.
Is it
So
close?
it's the would
Yes.
Sekbe and I particularly recognize
It's
it?
very much so recognizable to the two of you. Yes.
Well, speaking of very large bears, I suggest all of us hide
Oh
now.
boy. Okay, fuck. Yeah, I go behind a tree or something.
I go next to Sarah and I try the same minor illusion, kind of the tree kind of itself splits into two as if two were divided into one conjoining.
So, as you all begin to hide, can I have you all roll stealth checks? I'm gonna assume Sekbei scuttles up a tree or something.
Alright.
Hello, Blaze.
Sorry, mate.
Hey. Can you roll a
We
stealth
are
check?
currently hiding from someone you and I know very very well.
Very fondly.
So things are going well.
Mhm.
Yes.
Great,
We
yeah.
just woke up.
We're existing and things are going badly for us. Half
Yes.
of a course.
This is correct. And it's just do you want me to roll it for you, Blaze, or
I'm just hopping in now.
okay, cool. All right. I think it only really depends if you roll really badly or really well. I think that will change
Sounds
this.
like
Oh,
that sounds like a
boy.
challenge.
But,
Am I close
There we
to okay. Can I Sekbei? I'll gesture
Oh,
to
it
him
really
to
was a
come next to
challenge.
Sarah and I. As he sees this arm extend from this
Mhm.
tree merging into another one, just a gesturing hand to come close.
He would probably hop in.
There's just enough space for you guys. But yeah, you all various ways try and hide. So that's Zemnis, Saril, Sekbe, all hiding in a minor illusion attached to a tree. With Valis and probably Kane, the both of you kind of scuttle up trees. It's not like the easiest thing in the world to do, but between the two of both of you managed to do it pretty decently. Kane having a moment where it feels like, oh no, not gonna quite make it, but Valis managing to help him out. And as you guys manage to get up to the tree, you see the monstrous creature make its way through where your camp was very quickly. Like, I mean, he moves at a speed that it's not quite unnatural, but it feels like it's very, like, it's darting. And it's almost like it's, the way it's focusing on the world around it darts very quickly from side to side. It makes like a half roar as it makes its way through, almost glances up towards the two in the tree, and then stops dead. And then it turns, and it walks past your camp for about 20, 30 feet, where it stops at a tree. It stops at a tree, and I have a question for all of you. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
Oh, wait.
I do.
Okay. Anybody else?
No.
Okay.
No.
Xemnas, you understand. Nobody else does. And it's almost unnatural in the way that you understand, because it feels like the creature roars, and then a split second after, it's almost like it just makes sense to you what it's saying in Sylvan. And as you, like, begin to, like, comprehend it, you realize what it said is effectively a roar of and then, I can smell you, little one. I know you are close. You reek. And then it digs its claws into a tree, and you hear the cracking of wood. And then it moves off.
Hey, Samnas, I know we're in a minor illusion and all, but is that a tree branch hitting me, or...
The thing looks like.
What was that, bud?
Remind me what the whatever it is looks like.
So the
monster.
creature looks like a large bear. It's standing on two legs. It has large, like, clawed hands where at the fingers where the claws come out, they're like thin and dagger-like almost. You can see it's like bloodied and like, or like it looks like raw at the fingertips. It kind of exudes like it's mostly grey, and you can see that it has like this sort of like bone structure on its body on around the outside that looks like some sort of white like bleached bone around its limbs. It has a loincloth on, by the way, I forgot to mention. And it kind of exudes this black smoke from its body. Its eyes are like a bright glowing red, and it's whenever it roars, it kind of like makes this inhuman motion of like pulling itself up, and it almost glows red for a brief second.
Don't forget to roll, by the way, Rage.
Roll.
3d10 for Shield's bad pun damage.
This is true. Okay. Also, there's another thing I need to mention for you, Xemnas.
Mhm.
You, at some point...
I want to die.
Oh, jeez. Thank you for the follow, Ori. Some point yesterday, like very near the, like just before you went to sleep, you had a brief ping of the sensation that you're not used to, but you know exactly what it is. The Feywild thing.
Okay.
You had a ping of that. Okay? A brief ping. Short, maybe 5 seconds. Just
So now, do I
want to
sense
die.
anything?
not right now.
Not right now. Okay.
Thank you, Peter.
Well, I kind of come out from the minor illusion. I think he's gone for now.
Hopefully.
I think he's looking for the goblin. He mentioned about being able to smell the little one nearby.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Mentioned?
Yes, I understood it.
Seemed like Rose to me.
Didn't we blow the goblin up though?
Yes.
We did blow the door.
However, I mean, its corpse should still be nearby.
Corpse, it got fucking exploded.
Well,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
pieces of it.
Hmm.
Absolutely
Wait,
beautiful.
did we do anything about the metal hut?
I don't think
It got
so.
exploded almost at the same time as
You're
you did.
like,
Oh yeah.
this
okay.
explosion
It
took
wasn't
out half
very-
the hut. This goblin's
Yeah.
corpse isn't going to be left there.
You kind of left the metal there, but at the same time, it's not really like in use anymore.
Well,
And one thing I would like to mention is the sounds it was making sounded very bestial, but in your mind, for some reason, who knows why, it's almost like it was delayed translated into Sylvan, into your mind.
okay.
Do you think it's part of our job for the tree to deal with this bear as well?
I think this bear is just an angered spirit. This might be a crazy idea. However, I was considering if everyone hides, I may try speaking to it in where we blew up the metal hut. I will try to
just like
convince.
try speaking to the tree, just in case. First.
Yes, I mean, I've sent him a message, however, I'm not sure what's happening to that. Mariska, do you have any updates?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, stop!
Oh, Ari, stop! Thank you, Ari. Yes. You see the little pixie appears on your shoulder. Well, I'd like to say that it's gonna be sometime soon, but that would be a lie, and I'm not really meant to lie, so I'm telling you that I'm lying, but it's gonna be sometime soon.
Well, you
think
mentioned
we
you
should-
knew this fellow,
Yes,
kind of.
sort of.
Would you care to speak to him with me?
Oh, gods, no. That would be the least. I would not. No, never, please.
Why is that?
That guy, have you not seen him? Terrifying, giant claws, literally puffing smoke out of all of his orifices? No, thank you.
Well,
He doesn't
don't you
seem
have
like
the
the
power
type
to get
you
us
can
out of
reason
there?
with. I
Hmm.
think we should get out of here sharpish.
Sekbo will like raise a hand, and then Mariska, for reasons I know certain things. Is this the same one that fought a dragon?
You know too many things, dear. Yes,
What a dragon? Whoa.
it was a big black dragon.
It also won, as you can see.
Yeah.
And we're
Yes.
supposed to deal with it?
Good luck. I will tell you for a fact, though, he's definitely not in his normal fighting state. Though, for better or for worse, that's the case.
He seems very
Well,
agitated.
You could say that.
well, we have no direct way of contacting the tree.
How far away are we?
I'm honestly worried that if we don't confront him and we make our way, he will confront us.
I mean, Zamnas, if you want to, I don't mind, but I am hiding behind that tree.
He is
See,
that
I was
type.
Mariska. You have the same way Sarah's arrows work. You have a way to get us out of there, correct?
I do, but not really. Not gonna do that. It's kind of a me thing more than anything. It's easier for me to do it than to let other people do it. And to be honest, it's not really in your contract here, so sorry.
Oh, how useful.
Hmm.
Mm.
But,
My
I mean, a
arrows
deal's a
look
deal.
fine, by the way. They're gonna get you out for 60 seconds, and they're gonna come back, and you're still gonna be in front of the bear.
If you want to go on the suicide mission of talking to it, go ahead. But I would mention that I'm not necessarily sure that he really understands the way we're speaking right now. Common is probably not his forte.
And I reply
Should
to
we put it
Mariska
on
and
a vote?
Sylvan saying, what about this?
Also very doubtful, because if that was the case, then the Protector would probably have dealt with him already. She says,
Oh,
Well-
we have to deal with this thing, don't we?
In that case, the hut is gone. We did our job. That's pretty much it. I do not wish to deal with. Well, you seem to know more about him than I do, Sekbe.
here's the issue. I'd like to just insert myself here. I was there while you guys were talking to the Protector, of course, and he kind of mentioned that he wanted to have access to the Direhearth again. If you remember that.
Yes.
Like, center of the forest. So until you got confirmation that he's got it's all semantics, these deals, The Fae will be pissed off for centuries until you fix things, right? So he's not going to consider it done until that part is done. Whether it's him actually just finding it out himself or you guiding him to it, I don't know. But I think that's the important part.
Say, Zamnas, you said he wanted the goblin, right?
Pardon?
You said he wanted the dead goblin.
He mentioned he could smell the little one. Understand that how you wish.
So was that the goblin or Sekpe?
I believe, considering we haven't met, it was the goblin.
So what if we lure it to the goblin's hut, and so he can smell the dead blood of the goblin, or enter metal destroyed hut?
Well, I'm
Can we
thinking
not
we can go
Just
next to.
fight it?
Do you really wish to fight that?
I'd rather
Could
not.
you use some magics to bait it?
Mm,
Like maybe make the
Rolled into
illusion
camp.
of
How fast was
a
it
little
moving?
goblin being there.
that is not a bad idea. However, if we get found out, we are what's the common word for it? Fuck.
Yeah.
The creature seemed like it was moving decently fast, and by that I mean faster than you would be able to move, but not necessarily absurdly fast. Like you've seen Sekbe move faster as certain animals.
So, if we wanted to lure it there, who would we use as bait?
Sekpe?
Because I certainly don't volunteer
Right.
myself.
Do not appreciate this suggestion, but I am willing to oblige.
I mean,
I will admit I have something I would also like to see in this forest, so dealing with this is in my interests.
Well, if you were to do that, I could simply minor illusion a little goblin, and thaumaturgy a voice from that location of the little goblin. I believe it has potential.
we could try that. Hopefully the bear could understand it.
That was my idea as well, actually. So I
yeah.
agree with that idea.
We could.
To
But
be honest, to me it sounds like a fucking suicide mission, but I'm in. This sounds fucking great. So long as you don't use me as bait.
Nope.
I'm just gonna watch.
I don't know how the fuck spirits work, how the fuck fairies work, but we thought that if this goblin was gone, he'd fuck off too, right? But the goblin's gone, and he ain't fucked off. So
The assumption they're working on is that it doesn't know the goblin is gone yet.
Exactly. And well, Mariska, you are definitely in on this.
Fuck's sake. I would also like to mention that assuming things is probably a bad idea.
I mean, if worst comes to worst, if worst comes to worst, we can try and fight it.
Sure,
I think
that's gonna go.
I think if worst comes to worst, we need to run. So how are we gonna run away?
I mean, he's faster than us, so I don't think we can.
I mean, if not, he's only faster than us if he knows where we are and where we're running to.
Fast enough if we're not riding Sekbei.
I cannot and will not carry all of you.
Question, Cyril, did you mention yesterday while I was in the Fae that there were some trees which you encountered?
Oh my
Well, could you maybe direct me to them? I think they may be of help, and if anything,
Fucking hell.
they will they will be of aid one way or another.
I don't know exactly where they went. Do I know where they went, Rage?
You had a general direction of where you thought they went.
So I kind of like point that way and go, I think they went
Fuck's
that
sake.
way from the hut. Just be careful. Those trees are weird.
Will you all plan to set up our little thing? I just have to animate a goblin, so I will go search for the trees and see if I can do anything useful.
Before you go, do you mind if I ask you something, Mariska?
Yeah, yes.
Would you be willing to say how long ago the fight with that worm occurred?
She kind of like sits there and thinks for a second. So, okay, so it's anywhere between 6,000 and 1,000 years ago. Feywild time is different. Sorry, that's about the best I've got. General ideas. But the forest has been
Appreciate
around
it.
as long as that. After that fight, for a long period of time. The forest was never as big as it was before that. So, I don't know. Maybe that will help you.
I was mostly curious to see if that was recent to determine if this situation was affected by that. But with that period of time, it seems unlikely.
I don't know.
Well, I guess you can set up a little lure for the bear and Zamnas. Just be careful around those trees. They will mentally scar you and make you sad.
Do you remember any way I might be able to contact them? Anything that would attract their attention, yet not the bears, the beasts, the spirits?
Honestly, try act like the goblin. Maybe. I remember they did this.
Isn't that going to attract the beast?
Oh, David will. I'm not sure. Those trees are very weird. They just
Was it
came.
anything they said?
So let me tell you the series of events. Right. We were trying to open the shack. Those trees came out of nowhere. Dissed the goblin. Goblin started crying. They disappeared.
It was
Did they say
absolutely hilarious.
anything?
No, they said stuff like, we don't appreciate that our gang or some stuff like that.
Can I find a random piece of like a wood plank or something on the
Yeah,
floor?
you can find like a branch pretty easily.
A flat piece of wood.
Flat piece of wood.
It doesn't need to be big.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure,
Reasonably
okay.
enough.
And I'll like minor illusion some characters onto it that say looking for tree gang, like one of the
Pickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the pickets.
Okay. Sure. Easy enough.
So off I go in that direction.
Okay.
Oh, good luck, Sam.
Just roll me a d20. I don't know what else you would have to roll here. It's just a general d20. Let's take a look.
No. No.
Something bad, something bad, something bad.
Oh. He finds the bait.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
go with everybody else for a second. For a
Oh
moment.
no!
We'll come back to it later. So, is there any preparation that you guys needed to do, or are you happy to just, or is it like, is there anything else you needed to do beforehand, or you wanted to do?
I mean, I didn't scrap
Unfortunately,
arrows.
Unfortunately, the only thing I could do in preparation is, I assume, not even close to here.
Yeah, not super close.
Well, I didn't think I wanted to do anything else.
No?
So,
No, I
Kane?
don't think so either.
Wev? Anything else? Sorry.
Really have anything
Alex?
else to do?
Okay, cool. Then we will go to the horrible, horrible, terrible thing that's going to be happening to Zemnis.
oh no.
Before that, Zell, you just had a very, very, very fun. Are you around, by the way?
I am.
Okay, cool. So you had a very, very fun and interesting situation. Oh my god, you had a fun and interesting situation where you had to hidden specifically from a giant monster in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you spent a very short period of time making your way in the opposite direction, where after a very short period of time, you stumbled upon a little small pond in the woods. It was a small, like, 10-foot by 10-foot pond, kind of green, stagnant water. But the odd thing about this pond is as you wandered into this area, you found yourself looking upon a couple of treants. 4 to be exact. And as you look upon these 4 treants, one of them looks up to you and goes, "Hey dude, how's it going? You wanna join us at the pond, bruh?"
She just she looks at them, and she's kind of she's still in a bit of like fight or flight, just from where what she's been through to get to here.
Mhm.
So she's kind of just staring at them. She's not really processing like why they seem to be so chill after what she's been through,
Mhm.
and also the whole thing with like how for her being the material plane's new. So she's already in somewhat of a state of shock. She doesn't really say anything. She just stands there, short bow over her shoulder. Her hair's frayed. It's all messy. There's dirt on her face. Her skirt's all torn up. But she's got like a leather breastplate, and she's got a backpack on, which is like made up of twigs and leathers or big leaves or whatever. Yeah, she doesn't really say anything. She just stares.
You alright, dude? Something happened?
Excuse me. What?
What do you mean, what?
What else can I mean? I don't understand. I'm confused.
I mean, we're just like, asking if you like want to chill with us around the pond, dude. It's just a normal thing that some bros do. You want to join the bros chilling around a pond?
Did you guys not see the big monster with all the claws and
yeah, that guy. Yeah, I mean, he's been around for like, I don't know, like a bunch of time. He's not really bothered us too much, kind of going on like weird rampages, messing with like this little goblin dude. We messed with that goblin dude too, dude. He was like trying to cut down some trees. That's not cool with us,
goblin?
bro. Yeah, they're like a little green guy. Like, it's pretty weird. Pretty small,
No, but I'm here to meet somebody.
You're here to meet
the
somebody?
protector?
Oh, the protector. Well, I think he's going to be popping by at some point. So, just chill. I don't know how long it's going to take, but probably sometime within the next, like, month or so, dude.
So, are you guys waiting for the protector too? Then?
Nah, we're just like chilling, dude. Like, he looks over to one of the other ones, and then one of the other ones goes, "Yeah, I think the word was vibing." And he's like, "Yeah, that's the word, dude. Vibing."
Oh, well then, I guess you wouldn't mind if I vibe with you guys too then.
I'm sure to join us, and it's about this point. Gonna
Quickly, out of character.
Yes.
Out of character. If humans smoke weed, what do trees smoke?
Seeds.
I was
Uh,
halfway through a sip of Red Bull. That almost went all over my fucking laptop.
oh Jesus! I don't even know what to say.
I need an answer to this. This is like the real questions.
How about we have put a pin in that question
I was gonna say,
until
keep
I have
my
the
answer-
mental to understand. I
Sure.
don't know,
Trees
dude.
smoke CO2.
CO2. They get high on nitrogen, dude.
If you answer it, it's
Yeah.
canon, so you got to be careful.
I'm gonna leave it at that and have a good long think about this. I feel like I need several hours
Yeah.
and like a bunch of research to figure this out. Okay, but I feel like
Treating.
nitrogen is a good answer because nitrogen in the roots and stuff. We'll go with nitrogen. Nitrogen.
So it's canon.
Canon.
It's canon, yeah.
Man.
Okay, Zemnis. You have been walking for a good 3 or 4 hours in this direction and found like very little. You got a little bit lost. You're a bit confused for a bit. For a second, you thought you heard the bear creature again and then realized there was just like a squirrel who was running around. It threw a nut at you and then ran off at full speed. And then
There's that one.
Yep. And then you made it to this little area. Like, you made it past a couple of trees, and then you heard what sounded like something talking in the distance. You begin walking a little bit closer, and you see 4 tree, like, almost like shrub tree creatures, like sat around this little green stagnating pond. And then this woman, elven woman, standing, talking to them. What would you like to do?
Do they notice me?
They don't seem to notice you straight away now.
So I kind of just slowly walk closer, still holding my sign. Like, should I drop it to the side?
You drop the
Um,
sign. You hear the
what
clatter
I
of the
should do?
sign across on a route. One of the tree guys looks up at you and goes, "Oh, hey, isn't that the dude that like was with the goblin and like the weird things that right?
Ah, so it is you I am looking for.
Oh,
Pardon me.
hey, you want to
I
like?
was
Yeah,
Pardon?
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was actually looking for you. Do you happen to be the group who went to the goblin and met a couple of outsiders yesterday? One is very short,
Yeah.
another elf.
Yeah, we did that. We totally like rocked that goblin shit, dude. And then you see like a couple of them give each other 3 high fives.
Can I just interject real quick?
Yes.
I want to say that by now, Zell's like. So, Zemnis, what race are you?
I am a tiefling.
Oh, okay. So by now, Zell's like. So we can say that she was chilling with them. Maybe she was kicking her feet in the pond, or whatever. She's gotten up at the sight of this new being, and just walks up and like tries to reach up for his ear and just tug on it, just to see what his ears are made of. She's not doing it in a rude way. It's just like she's curious.
May I help you?
What are you? Your colors are so dark.
Thank
And
you.
your
I quite
ears.
like purple.
Hey, dude, hey. It's kind of rude to ask another bro what they are and then assume that their colors are dark, dude. We perceive the world in different ways. To me, he's like really bright, okay? Come on.
Well,
Thank
excuse
you.
me,
Jeez.
Mr. Tree, but where I come from, we don't perceive with just our eyes.
I mean, neither do I, dude. And you see he like kind of like pulls a foot up and you see a bunch of roots. I don't see you having roots, bro. Damn.
Well, anyhow, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, I guess. Though we haven't met.
And I turn back to the trees and I'm like, I could use your help with something, if that would be
Alrighty.
okay. Well, do you happen to know a large spirit, kind of looks like a bear?
Yeah, we had that conversation with sorry, I didn't catch your name, elf girl. What's your name?
My name is. Give me a second.
Oh god, elf girl. Oh.
My name is Funsig Tal Zelin.
I'm sorry,
Or
what?
Zel for short.
Zell. Okay, I am Zemnis.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Okay. Cool.
Well,
Well, we're all called Bark, but like,
Bart.
yeah.
All
So
of you.
yeah, all of us. So we're like technically all the same tree, but like not really, you know? Like one of us sprouted, and then we sprouted the other one, and then we disconnected, and then we sprouted again, kind of thing.
So
So we're just
what do you
like
call
Bart
each
1, 2,
other?
4. I mean, we just call each other numbers. Like I'm 1. He puts his hand up. This is 2. Hey, dude. This is 3. Oh, hey, bruh. And this is 4. Hey.
Oh.
So you know, like we're all pretty similar, but like I kind of
Um,
do most of the talking because, like, I don't know, they kind of just like the vibe, dude.
Alright. Well, nice to meet you all. If possible, then it is your assistance I most likely require. Well, the spirit I mentioned, I've been sent by the protector to calm him.
You've been sent
Oh.
by the protector.
Well, I'm working for the protector, for someone else, as requested by someone else. Do you know him by chance?
I'm looking for the protector.
Well, if you'd like, maybe we could require your help. I could require your help with
Okay.
this. And okay, well,
Yep.
And
okay.
it is
You
about this time when you hear relatively close.
I turn to the tree, dude. Okay, let me catch you up real quickly. The goblin that you all wanted
Yeah,
gone,
dude.
we got rid of
Zell
him,
just runs away
Oh,
from you
cool.
screaming.
as well as the metal hut.
Hold on.
So I need your help, if you are friendly with him, to convince him that we are doing a favor. We are helping.
We're not really like friendly with him, but like he kind of just ignores us, you know.
Hmm.
So like,
Have you ever spoken to him?
no, I don't know. Speaks like the animals, dude. Like, why would I be able to kind of understand
Then I'm
it?
sorry. Can I hide next to you, possibly?
I mean, sure, I guess. A couple of them like put their like arm, like their branches out, and then they net it together to make like a little thing around you. Zell, I need you to roll like a stealth
God.
check or an athletics check or something to see if you can escape or hide.
And I also is there any way that like within did Zell run far enough away?
Um,
Like 30
stealth.
wait, what's
Okay.
Ugh.
So Zell gets to about like 10, 15 feet away before tripping over a branch.
Hmm.
And as you like begin to push yourself up and look up, you see the monstrous form directly in front of you. Its claws rake across the floor, kind of slightly making a ripping sound as it tears through the soil in front of you.
Yeah, she just curls up into a tiny ball and holds her necklace.
Can I cast from where I am
Mhm.
like minor illusion to kind of like in case like create like a mound kind of grass?
You do that. You create a mound over her, and you see the the beast kind of looks confused, looks up for a second, and then and you hear both of you in your head. You won't escape me, little one. I know what you've done. I know what you've done to the forest.
Okay. On the opposite end, within the visible range of the beast,
Mhm.
like on the opposite end from Zell, can I? Because I can have multiple minor illusions at
Yes.
once. 3, yes.
Yeah.
Can I use minor illusion like from behind the tree to
Mhm.
make the goblin peeking out at the monster? But you know, same thing as with the dwarven monster. Yeah,
You
we had done.
Okay.
Ah.
He looks towards the goblin. And you think for a second he's about to chase it. But then he stops. And he turns back towards the mound.
Oh.
My fury is inevitable.
Annals?
One way or another. You will fix the Direhearth, or I will tear this forest asunder to rebuild it. and then he slowly walks away. You see, rather than like the red glow in his eye that you're used to, his mouth kind of puffs this black smoke, and he just, whereas you've been used to him being very fast and agile, he seems slow, and he almost. Both of you make a perception check for me.
Do it.
Oh, hey, Kane, this is
can't
some real
believe
nice tea.
You both kind of notice that there's something off about him, but you can't tell what. There's just something wrong.
Okay. I'll wait until he passes. I'll like
He's gone.
Oh, okay, he's gone. Okay, so he
leaves.
didn't react to the goblin.
No.
Lovely.
He didn't
So
react to the
I
goblin
undo
at
the
all.
mound and I'm like, I just turn at the bark. I'm like, thank you very much for that bark.
They kind of split
Very
apart. And they go,
appreciated.
anytime, bro, dude. Like I saw what you guys were trying to do to deal with the goblin, and we respect that here in the forest, man. We got to keep the free area, the free land free, man.
I agree with that. Cheers.
Thanks, bro. He gives you a fist bump.
Question, as I always enjoy making more allies, and
Yeah.
well, the forest is your home, correct?
Yeah, it's been our
Well-
home for like a really long time, actually. Like bark.
Well,
Yeah, the first bark, like alpha, right, was around like a couple thousand years ago, almost, dude. We're like a
Well,
lineage.
if you'd like, it seems that from what the beast said, that the Direhearth is in trouble and needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, like something's been weird and a bit off about like the forest for a little bit, dude. It's been like I don't know, like less than a cycle even. Then one of the other barks kind of puts his head out and goes, "Yeah, a cycle is like how long it takes for us to reproduce."
Ah, I see.
It'd be
Are you
like,
okay, Zell, by the way?
So I was just kind of like sniffling in a small circle, like coated up all on the floor.
Well, I'll take that as a yes. Better alive than not. So, Bark, how would you
Which one?
like to come, all of you? How would you like to come help out with maybe seeing what is wrong? Even if we might need someone to scout ahead, because you will be ignored whilst we would be attacked. I have a friend, he's a botanist. He's a botanist and a bit of he dabbles in those kinds of things. I believe we would be able to get you in exchange, because obviously it's favors from both ends. We may be able to, if you're into that sort of thing, a supply of nitrogen.
Oh my! Oh my god!
The one of the barks at the back kind of begins to put his hand up, and one of the other barks just like puts his branch hand down, like pulls it down. And the bark at the front goes, as much as that does call to us, dude. I'm not sure that this is like the best idea. Like, I mean, kind of didn't want to mention it to you guys, but we've kind of got like this thing going where we're meant to kind of like look over this pond and make sure nothing a specific thing doesn't happen to this pond kind of thing. And this is like a deal from one of the big boys. Like, I don't know if you know him, but his name's Iliac, and he's like a big deal, dude. At hearing this, Zell, you feel an odd sensation of warmth and then a deep cold in your chest.
Mm. So she sits up, wipes away the tears and sniffles. But she doesn't say anything, but she just quietly focuses on that feeling. Because being in the material world so far, there hasn't been any like strong emotional connections to just the world around her. So she's kind of hanging on to whatever she can feel.
You
So she just wants to
feel
sit in that.
like into that feeling, and you notice that it's coming from your talisman. Like it's literally freezing up your chest for a second, and then it like begins to like cool its like chill itself back to a normal temperature.
So, well, in that case, I am not one to stop your mission. I will be taking my leave.
Hey,
Send
man,
my regard.
you ever want to like come hang out or anything and chill for a bit? Where your barks, dude? Where your barks?
Will do. Send my regards to our master.
I will.
I turn
dude.
around to head
Wait, hey, you're the guy. Oh, that's so cool. All right, yeah, dude. We should totally hang out at some time, dude. That's awesome.
I will be back.
Okay, cool.
Hello. And I just kind of start heading off.
They
I'm like,
wave.
Zell gets up and follows, but like a far distance behind.
Mhm.
Like anytime Zemnis looks back at her, she tries to duck behind cover like a tree, or it just lies down on the floor behind grass or something like that.
Okay. As you're like doing this and you are beginning to make your way off, Zemnis, Zell, you have a weird situation where as you're walking and begin to hide behind a tree, you hear a voice from the other side of the tree. What's going on? Is there a problem with my quote-unquote master? You trying
Yes.
to hide from him?
Yes.
What's the problem?
Oh no.
Well,
Well, I'm not telling you, am I?
what you see a little pixie like floats her way round to seeing you. The pixie is like literally a couple of inches, like this big compared to a normal person. Has like a little like flower wreath on her shoulders. Is like an orange gray kind of color with like a Jesus. Fucking
No.
St. George yeeted.
long live the King
Long live the
George.
King George. Like a little like has a pixie cut, and she kind of like has like a little lantern with like a little glowworm in there, like a little blue glowworm with like a big unnatural glowing smile on it.
So yeah. So when she sees, because before she just thought it was a voice, and she's being like poundy.
Yeah.
But she sees what it is, and like that to her, it's almost like seeing somewhat of a distant cousin. It's like her face like lights up, and she's like, "Oh, well, if I'm honest, well, he's not quite a gentleman, is he?"
I mean, he's an alright guy.
Well, I mean, I was curled up in a ball, crying my eyes out, and he just asked if I was okay. Then I said no, and he went okay and carried on.
I mean, what were you
And
expecting him to do?
Well, I was
Midway
expecting him to at least feel bad.
I mean, he
midway
probably
through
did.
like walking.
Mhm.
Midway through like walking, I just kind of yell back, "Are you hungry by chance?"
He means well. In the general gist, she kind of stops for a second, and she looks down from your eyes, a couple of inches, and then further, and then looks at your talisman.
Whoa, buddy.
Ah.
Oh,
She grabs the talisman in a fist, trying to
oh!
hide it.
I see how it is.
Ah. Talisman.
Marcy? Really?
Mm.
Oh, that's fantastic. I
Oh,
never
man.
in 1,000 years expected this to be the case. How
Am I
did she
hearing
do
this
it?
conversation?
No, you are not. It's
No.
just a bit out of earshot.
How did she do it?
How did she do it?
At the cost of everybody I knew and everybody I loved.
Oh, that's exactly like her.
It is, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. Well, you've just found yourself a friend, little dear. What's your name?
None of your beeswax.
None of your beeswax. Really? We're going with that.
First,
talking-
middle, and last name.
You're talking to the literal queen of that shit, alright? Give me a second. She disappears from in front of you.
And then she goes back to hiding behind the tree.
And then she reappears in front of your face. So, I don't know how the fuck to pronounce your name, but I definitely know it now.
Whatever.
Oh, whatever. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'm Mariska. This is Jex. And, how do I put this? You should say hello to the little, your friend in there for me. I think she's gonna know who I am. She disappears again. She reappears on Zemnis' shoulder. That one's quite interesting. I like it.
Are they?
I've
What?
had- I genuinely haven't had this much fun in about 1,000 years. Fantastic.
Well, aren't you
Fan-fucking-tastic.
glad you came with me now?
I really am. I really am.
Hmm?
Oh.
Wish you were stuck doing deeds for Eliak, weren't you? Hmm?
Oh, well, let's be honest. I wasn't really doing so much deeds for him, and more, a deal needed to be dealt with. Or several. Or several thousand. But you know.
So why the interest in Zell, I believe it was?
The girl's secret.
Ah, lovely.
Maybe
How
one day
close?
you're gonna hear
are-
Jackson. He'll
How
answer
close
you.
are these two back to where we were?
A while away.
And I
Hey,
just
Sakai,
kind of turned to Jax. I'm like, "No, can you tell me, Jax? It would be a pleasure to get to hear you once more."
You see the little blue smile through the lantern, and she kind of goes, "Oh no! That's not happening again. I'm not letting that. You don't get boys' time together anymore. That's not happening. No, thank you."
And I just wait. Was Mariska the whole pond interaction?
Yeah, she was.
I'm like, maybe
She
one
wasn't
day
like
you
actually there, but like it's possible that she was listening. Is what I mean.
and I just kind of like do this, pretending to block out Mariska. I'm like, maybe one day when they're having their girls' time, we can vibe near the pond, as the bark put it. And I just keep on walking.
He would fucking destroy you. I'm not even joking. But yes, during this time, the rest of the party has been
I
sat
feel like
around
tic-tac-toe.
are playing fucking tic-tac-toe, and it's a couple of hours, like a good 4 or 5 hours before they return. So, is there anything else you guys wanted to do during that time?
Dragon chest.
Dragon chess. Jesus. It wouldn't even be
Valis is
started.
he's gonna get bored of playing tic tac toe probably a little while through, and probably try and climb the nearest tree
Easy enough.
and probably sit up there messing around with his knives.
I'm probably gonna talk to Kane a bit. So, hey Kane, how do you feel? Is everything alright?
Yeah, I'm alright. I was actually thinking about going on a hunt or like trying to get some food. Do you want to come along?
I wouldn't mind. By the way, I just realized something. Since we aren't doing anything, why didn't we go with him?
I don't know. He kind of just left, didn't he?
Ah, he did. Nah, let's go find some animals, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so you guys go for a hunt. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, go for the
Okay,
whole
sure.
hunt.
One of you can roll survival with advantage to try and hunt something.
You or me? I think probably me.
It is probably you. I don't think I would have. It is probably you.
That's one the boar hunts back.
Oh, wait, I have better survival knives.
You're actually. Okay.
Yeah, you spend a good like hour or two looking for something to like hunt, and as you're doing that, you seem to just be like having an okay time trying to find something. You don't really seem to be finding anything, or like as you're getting close to something, you hear it scuttling away, and it's a bit too fast for you to get a grip on it, kind of thing. Like be able to like even take a shot. Like you don't see it, you hear it, kind of thing. Until eventually, at the very end, you see a squirrel very high up in a tree. It picks up a nut,
No.
it throws it, and it pings off Saryl's head.
Off of my head.
And
Do I
then
see
it
the squirrel?
scuttles the fuck away. Yes.
I
What would
was
you like
about
to
to. I was. I'm chasing that shit.
Sure.
While I'm taking out an arrow.
Roll an athletics check to try and chase it.
Oh no, no.
Squirrel hunting, baby.
Oh no.
Squirrel hunting, baby.
Rage, I'm terrified.
It fucking runs into a hole in a tree as you're like running up to get to it, you try and like shove your hand into the hole in the tree to like grab it, and then you just feel like a sharp pain in one of your fingers for a second and pull your hand out.
I kind of like. Is that how it is? Huh, little squirrel? Is that how it is?
You hear?
I kind of stand back.
Oh no, I know what's gonna happen.
I pull an arrow.
What?
Oh, hey, Kane, you might need to stand a little bit back.
Okay. I'll literally like walk away like 15 or like 20 feet.
I fire an arrow out into the hole, and
Yeah.
it's an exploding arrow.
You don't need to roll to hit. It's pretty easy to hit the fucking tree. Yeah. Roll damage. Roll damage.
So
Should
it's
have
8.
fucking expected this.
It's 8 plus 2d6 in a 10 feet cone.
Mhm. 20 fucking damage. You hear, "Ow!" And then the fucking tree explodes, shattering like a bunch of wood going everywhere, fucking everywhere. There is like little bits of meat all across some of the trees. A little bit, a drop of blood gets on your face. Zemnis, Zell, you hear an explosion not too far away.
Ah, we must be close. Don't be alarmed. They're a bit unique.
Was
Zell doesn't say anything. She's still like far away, but she's not going to respond to him. She's upset.
I kind of like turn towards Kane. That squirrel bit me.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was like called for.
That hurt like a motherfucker.
Pete
You
on
took
the
1
stream.
point of damage, by the way.
Ow.
Single point.
I mean, I guess that squirrel met his fucking nemesis.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to scrape the meat off like the ground and trees, go ahead. But I'll pass.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that.
Burgers.
There are no words. There
I
are no
suppose
words.
we give shit a
There is only
title.
electrode. It is
We need to give shit a title. Fucking destroyer of squirrels or something.
Sure, Squirrel Slayer.
remind me never to wild shape into a squirrel around any.
Oh my god. Sarrel
So
Squirrel.
can we get a Sheard to get a feat that lets him do double damage to squirrels?
Again, they have like a
Or
D4 minus
double
1
damage to
HP.
small rodents or something.
So Kane, you wanna go back to the party?
Yeah.
I think we give.
Before you
Beard-
blow up more trees and squirrels, yes, please.
He
Alright,
does
hold on.
double damage to squirrels, but has a -2 to intelligence.
Oh.
Yeah, we just kind of like go back to where Sekpe and Valsar. Hey, if any of you heard a big explosion just now, no, you haven't.
I mean, I'm nowhere nearby. I'm running around the fucking forest like an idiot.
What?
You're up a tree, aren't you?
I'm cosplaying a squirrel, I guess.
Christ. Yeah, you're. I would assume you're up one of the trees right next to.
A squirrel? Just like wait.
Yeah, I'm nearby.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sekpe, if you heard an explosion, no, you didn't.
I will take your word for it.
About
Do I
this-
want to know?
A squirrel. A
I
squirrel
didn't
exploded.
want to know.
Yeah, it's about this point when everybody collates back together at the camp.
As Zemnis and Zell are walking, are they coming by the way, like where I am?
Yeah, you'd see them.
Is Zell like trying to be sneaky, or is she just
No.
hiding every time he turns around?
Hiding every time she turns around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So she's
also to,
walking normally otherwise.
yeah, and also to clarify, she's more so in terms of her appearance, she's like smaller. She's maybe like 4'10", 4'11", and she's like very like she has like the figure of like a ballerina kind of thing. So she's just slim and tiny, and her face is very like round and like girlish. So she just looks young, kind of thing. But yeah, young and innocent kind of look.
Is that Deb?
So as Zemnis is walking back, then I'm gonna sort of climb to a tree near him and shout down, "Oi, you know you're being followed by some
No, he's not. He's not being followed. Shut up. And she goes back behind the tree.
And I
So-
just kind of yell,
I-
meets Zell. Zell, Valis.
I was
Yeah,
just gonna
keep
sort of, you know that meme, the one where they like hold their hand up and then sort of puts it down a bit. Like the I have something to say. Oh, never mind one.
Yeah.
But Valis just gonna do that, and then he's just gonna sort of jump down. You know what? I'm not even gonna fucking question it.
Where is everyone, Valis?
Probably back at camp. I don't know.
Well, let's go
Sarah
because
walked off, and there was an explosion, and I think someone went with him. I think Kane went with him. I'm not sure.
well, I suggest we hurry up and round everyone up to see what to do, unless we want a bear on our hands.
That doesn't sound fun. Let's go.
It is not. So you just I keep making my way back to camp.
Okay. Yeah, you guys all get to camp pretty quickly. The group of you. Everybody is now collected in camp.
Oh, well, you took your time.
We ran into some issues, and when I say we, everyone meet Zell, and I kind of point back.
How did you manage
Zell
to get to another
meet
person?
everyone.
I was gonna say she just looks at everybody like in like astonishment because there's a bunch of types of people that she's never seen in her life ever in a place that she's never.
Yo,
seen.
wait, Rage, it's an elf girl, right?
It's an elf girl, yes.
I just Cyril,
Do I-
keep the longbow away.
No,
How about
do I recognize her?
Okay, let's pause this
It's
for a
not that
second.
long ago. It's gonna be
Everybody,
pulling out.
would you introduce what your character looks like again?
Yeah.
So everybody do that, please. We'll
Sure.
should we just start at the top with Sekbei?
Sure.
Okay.
Sekbei is a if you particularly know, well, you wouldn't. A rather old but very much small, around 2 foot kobold, red scaled, orange eyes, permanent like broken glasses on his face, and a huge backpack about the size of him on his back.
Cool. Kane?
Kane's a elf, and he's like 6'1", has blonde hair, brown eyes, pretty soft facial features, and he is wearing like leather armor and has a crossbow and rapier and a shield.
Cool. Zemnis?
So I'm standing at like 6 foot, relatively slim. My skin is like different patches of like a fiery purple, kind of going from like lighter to darker. I have like horns on my head. Wearing a coat that's kind of a bit open from the front. It looks like it was a like a pricey coat kind of, but it's really worn down. And like black hair and gold eyes.
Valis is what he's wearing. It sort of covers his face, but he's wearing a hood. And he's about 5'8". He's not big. He's not really small either. He's just sort of average. And he's wearing a weird patchwork outfit with like portions of it looking quite expensive and other parts looking tattered and patched together.
Okay, cool. Yep.
So Saddle is around 6'1" high moon elf. He has like dark blue eyes, like very piercing dark blue eyes, like somewhat longish, like neck length, silver hair, and his skin is like pale gray with hints of silver. He's wearing like adventurous like normal clothes, but it looks like very fancy adventurous clothes, like bits of gold around everywhere. And he has a piece of squirrel meat on his left leg.
Nice. And finally, I think is that everyone?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. But yeah, you finally get a good look at all of these people kind of surrounding this small little makeshift camp.
So I was like, "You're all huge, apart from you." She's pointing to Sekbe. Your bag's huge when you wear it because you're small. Yeah.
Rage? Do I recognize her?
You do not recognize her.
I got scared for a second. Hey, nice to meet you, Zal. I'm Cyril. Cyril Leviander, and I like pull my hand out.
Sarah, roll me a history check.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
She does not look like a normal elf. She just doesn't fit into being a wood elf, or a moon elf, or a sun elf. She's definitely not a star elf. She's not a sea elf. And there's something a bit off about her. And you're not 100% sure what it is.
I just kind of like as I put my hand out to greet her. Hey, I'm Cyril. Nice to meet you. Wait, excuse me. Which family are you from?
I'm from the family of none of your beeswax.
None of your beeswax.
Mhm.
I never heard of that one. I guess there is a lot to learn.
Yep, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And she waves at him. She doesn't shake his hand because she doesn't know that fucking part of my language.
Feel free to swear, it's fun.
Okay.
I just kind of whisper to everyone. She's from the beeswax family. None of your beeswax family.
Well,
You're quite innocent, aren't
anyways,
you, Sarah?
and I just pull out like a ration from my bag. I'm like, "You hungry?" To Zell.
Well, ever since I got here, I've been more hungry than ever. I have to eat like 2 meals a day.
Wait, got here? What do you mean here?
Well, here. Here.
Anywho, well,
I tend
there
to
you
find
are.
the exact same word isn't a definition.
Well,
And I just
to be more specific, where I'm from, it's a lot more. Well, it's better for one. Here's kind of rubbish. But
Yeah, I agree. Arendelle is such a nice place.
it's a lot freer and there's a lot more feeling going around. But here I feel heavy and grounded and have to think a lot and feel less and bleh.
Rich,
Seems
do
like-
I know what she's talking about?
You can roll a history check as well. It's going to be a little bit higher DC for you than it would be for Sarah. Okay.
Jesus Christ!
So, actually, you would definitely know what this is about. So, if I remember correctly in your backstory, having briefly read over it, you spent a very short period of time in the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Is this correct? Yes. The Feywild is like crack cocaine to elves. Like, literally, like, the feeling of being in the Feywild is so addicting, and you feel all of the emotions of the area around you, and it is the best. But it's also the worst. Like, you just feel everything on, like, 20,000 out of 10, right? And being in the Feywild, the longer you're in there, the more you feel like you want to stay there as an elf. And it was a difficult kind of process for you to leave the Feywild. and hearing the way she's talking about this, like here compared to wherever else, it makes a lot of sense that she could probably be from the Feywild, or she's been to the Feywild.
Would I know this as well, given
You would know, like, general things, but you don't have the direct relation with, like, elves, if that makes sense.
elves?
You've heard of elves going into the Feywild, but it's kind of not, like, as... Like,
Yeah,
it,
okay.
it would make sense, but it's like one of those things where as soon as he mentions it, it will click for you, if that makes sense.
I'm gonna like introduce myself. Hi, I'm Kane. I hope you feel more comfortable soon. Huh?
Like- I doubt it. This place is, like I said before, it's kind of rubbish. But at least here in the Driftwood, it's somewhat like home. So I appreciate the gesture. Thank you.
Yeah. These people are pretty nice, so just
Oh,
try to feel at home, sort of.
well, can I ask a question of all of you?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, say, like I was curled up in a ball on the ground, after potentially being mauled by a giant, monstrous, evil bear, and I'm crying my eyes out. What would you guys do?
I would walk up to you and console you.
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's strange, isn't it? Isn't it, Zemnis? She just looks at him right in the eyes.
If
Perfect.
counts, I'd probably leave.
I apologize for that. Firstly,
Okay, apology accepted.
okay. I had some pressing matters at hand, and it was on my bad.
Yep. Agreed.
On,
Valis is gonna pull his mask down and give her a really "the fuck is wrong with you" sort of look.
Was that Valis?
Yeah,
She just turns and smiles at him, gives a little wave.
he'll give a shaky wave back. And he's gonna move over to one of the elves and whisper to them, "Are all of your women like this?"
Oh, real quick, forgot to mention. Her hair's covering her forehead. That's it.
I
Pardon?
mean,
Her hair is covering her forehead, like as if it's intentionally placed that way.
So,
Thanks.
what
um,
one of the Rage? What one of the elves am I nearest to?
You're probably decently spaced between Sarah and Kane.
But I'll move over to Sarah, I guess. Are all of your women like this?
well, I wouldn't say so. She seems very ragged, and she's been through a lot. Women that I know are very sophisticated and highly.
Wow. Well, I
You don't hear that.
I hate to cut the chit chat short, but they're big and feisty,
It's almost
can
as
harm
if
us.
right on cue as you say that. You hear very close as a tree gets knocked over directly next to you, and you see the face of the bear within about 10 feet of all of you. And
Hi.
long story short, I rolled a nat 1, which
Nice.
means we're gonna throw ourselves onto this page.
Oh no.
There's going to be fucking
no.
Fuck!
bear, and I'd like you to drag your tokens on very close to it, if possible.
How do I drag token?
You just drag your name from the journal on. Yeah,
I'm so
we'll
smart.
have you a little bit further away, but
Also, rage and update. Both of the sheets are now working. I don't know.
Wait, where would I be since I was talking to everyone like I was addressing the
you
group?
would be probably closest to it, considering. So
Oh,
it'd be
no.
like this. But we're gonna roll initiative, okay? So
Oh,
Tell
click.
over here if that's alright.
Make sure to click your token on the page and then roll initiative. Yeah. Where the fuck is this character sheet gone?
Wait, fuck, how do it?
God damn, chills it. God damn.
Do you have time to talk, Rage?
You have like less than like you have a very short period of time, so you can.
I just look at everyone. Do we want to run?
Wait, Rage, I need help. There's two Zemnis.
How'd you roll initiative again?
Double team.
It's in the top middle of your sheet.
There it is.
Rage.
Yes,
It's
Can I
right
have
above
my
your
original
HP.
initiative back? I hadn't got my token selected.
I can. Yeah, I can do that for you. Give me one
You
second.
can change it if you like hop on the if you go
Oh
on
yeah,
the
you
turn
can do
order.
it yourself actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
what?
If you like
There
where
we
it
go.
says 18,
Oh,
if you literally
that's
just click the
weird.
18, you can change it.
Why am I
Yeah.
allowed to change it?
Everybody is.
Because it doesn't
Okay.
actually alter the order until he moves it.
Yep.
So
Do we have time to talk?
You
yeah,
have
it's like
literally like 5 seconds worth of time.
Okay, so
but
everyone, we encountered the bear. It wants to fix the Direhearth. I believe that's where we have to go.
do we run?
That's all I can.
Why
I think
do
that's
I-
all I can fit in.
I just look at everyone's. Do we run?
Zell's already running.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, do we know which location the Direhearth is towards, Rage?
She's just
You
running.
have
away.
no fucking clue.
No fucking clue. Okay.
There we go. Why is it rolling it like that? Okay.
Would it be
wasn't it
possible?
mentioned to be in like the center of the forest? I think it was mentioned at some point, wasn't it?
But do we actually know which way the centre of the forest is? We've been walking around this forest for quite a while now.
Apparently not.
Why is there a manual illusion on us?
What? I don't.
Okay, okay.
Wait till I cast
So,
that 20th level.
Oh no, they're multiplying.
They are indeed. Fucking get rid of this.
I'll just-
Yes. First up is Valis. What are you doing, Valis?
So I just. Are we running or fighting?
Run.
Yeah.
Alright.
running.
I'm gonna
Run.
sprint in the opposite direction.
Okay.
How far? That's 60 I can move, right? If I sprint?
Yes.
You can dash from bonus action.
You as well specifically, yeah. So you can run up to 90. Because
Then
you are a rogue.
Yep.
So running 90. Okay,
I
I
think
will bear
that's-
in mind that you're running 90. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your turn.
Wait,
that's, I'm off the
Does
fucking
running
board.
count as an act? Wait, can
So-
I?
You have your movement.
Movement.
Yeah,
action,
movement. Oh,
and your
okay,
bonus
poke. Okay,
action, right?
nice.
And
That
so
works.
what he's done is he's had his movement, and then his action has been him dashing, and then as a rogue feature, he's bonus action dashed as
Yeah.
well. So he's taking triple his movement this turn. Okay, Sarah.
Yeah, I just kind of like take out an arrow. And I'm like, so Zell, welcome to our normal day.
She's
Run.
already running. She's
Yeah, just don't run. And I just kind of like fire an arrow towards the bear.
Okay. Roll to
Um,
hit.
I will. I have inscribed it with the banishing arrow.
Okay. Sure.
was Sarah the one that shot the tree with the squirrel in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Roll hits.
Ooh. So it has to do a charisma saving throw.
Okay. That is not good for it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a very charismatic bear.
That's a fail.
It fucking disappears as soon as the
Hey.
arrow hits it.
Well, I just kind of like stretch. Let's enjoy a leisurely walk.
Or we could run because that lasts what, a minute?
Yeah, I start to run. I go
As
30
you
feet.
begin to run, you do hear. But there's no visible like,
Huh?
image
I-
of where
I
this
just
is.
got-
Carol, that wasn't a minute.
I just stop. He's not supposed to be able to make sound.
You just hear the sound all around you.
This is run. This is weird. I don't know what's happening. Run as fast as you can. What
Okay.
are you doing?
Is that your turn? You running for the rest of your turn?
Yeah, I'm just running.
Sekbe, what are you doing on your turn?
What is I know what he's gonna do. First off, bonus action. I'm going to wild shape.
Cool.
Oh no, sorry. Reverse that.
Mhm.
Main action, cast protection from evil or good.
Mhm.
Then bonus action, wild shape.
Okay. Cool.
Into, I'm gonna go with the dire wolf. I'm thinking.
Cool. Can you post protection from evil and good for me?
I can.
Da-da-da-da-da. I see. Okay. Okay.
No, actually, that is my bad. That's that's material components consumed. I can't do that kind of.
Ah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm gonna say, for the sake of this case, because I like the idea of it, you just grabbed a piece of the hut and it got consumed. Because I like this. So that's fine. So this instance, it's okay. But next time, you'll have to actually plan
I'll
ahead.
have to track it down, ye.
Cool.
And then yes, Direwolf and gonna look towards the other two who haven't got to run yet. Semnus, you like always have speak with beasts or
Yeah,
talk with animals. There we go.
because it's
He will move, and can I attempt to like force him onto my back?
You nudge him. Pretty obviously. So yeah.
But I assume I'll have to wait for his turn to climb on you.
Yeah.
I also, while they're doing that, I kind of just can I yell to Zell something real quick?
Sure.
Oh yeah, Zell, don't worry, he does it all the time. Like shapes into different animals and stuff.
That is amazing.
Okay. That's Sekbei's turn. In which case, it is going to be the bear's turn. Now, it seems like the bear had disappeared. And as you're you realize as this this arrow hit, it disappeared. Sekbear, as you are nudging this this little tiefling.
Oh, by the way, it reappears in its next turn, at the end of its next turn. So.
Okay, cool. As you are nudging it to nudging Zemnis to get onto your back, directly in front of you, on the other side of Zemnis, you see an almost spectral version of this bear in a very it looks odd, and in the fact that it looks like it's just pure smoke with red eyes appears, and as it appears, it goes to strike into you, and then its claws get caught on something, and it holds its claws there for as long as it begins raking down the air. Once, twice, 3 times, and then it just puffs out into smoke again, and then reappears fully at the end of its turn.
How? Excuse me?
That's its turn. Zemnis.
Thing of 3 attacks, you monster.
I climb onto Sekbei's back. Any bright ideas, Mirska? And I just to bring her out as well.
She pops onto your shoulder. You might want to talk to your friend down there. Don't know. I got nothing. Good luck. She disappears.
These are his bait.
It spoke to me in Sylvan. Okay, I use thaumaturgy to make my voice boom, and I also I just kind of give Sekbei a nudge like that. We can fuck off, and I just say in thaumaturgy, we're here to fix the Direhearth. Where is it? And I try to make my voice boom as loud as possible.
The creature, now in its full form, its red eyes staring directly at you. You see it bring its claws up, and for the 4th time into this air in front of you, clawing down in front of you. Is that your turn?
I mean, I can't do anything else. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
And
She is going to. She's going to cast friend on it.
Okay.
So to do that, what do I do?
Just post the spell. Yeah.
Oh right. Is it this one?
Okay.
Is she
Cool.
too far?
Okay. So you go to cast friends on it. You know, you're used to this. It's something that you've done a couple of times before, and you've kind of got used to it. And you
Yep.
like summon the spell in your hands, and you cast it towards the creature, and it turns its head towards you.
Yeah, she's already running.
That's me out of free smokes.
It seemed like the spell literally had zero effect on it.
Yeah, no. As soon as it starts to roll, she's just running the opposite direction with whatever movement she's got left.
So that's 30 feet, I'm pretty sure. 'Cause it's an action. So
Yeah.
you run 30 feet, you can drag yourself the 30 feet downwards. Kane.
I am going to use my Blood Curse of Binding,
Yep, okay.
and I'm going to amplify it with
Okay.
my die.
Okay. Sure, I dig it.
So 1d4. I take that much
1d4.
damage,
Cool.
and I can. It's like got no movement.
Yeah.
And it can roll a saving throw.
So it's a strength save.
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, at the end of the turn, it's already that's end of his turn, I think, right?
Okay.
It takes 1 minute, like first is used on it.
Attempt to
Yeah.
bind a creature or have their speed reduced to 0.
It's fine. It's only got a +4.
Only
Come on.
+4. What's your spell save DC?
I don't think it counts as a spell. I don't know.
I think it is your spell save DC.
They use your spell saves.
Yeah.
I think your intelligence.
Yeah,
So
it's
it'd be 10 plus
intelligence.
intelligence
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
Okay. That is gonna be 14.
Okay, so it does indeed fail, and you see. So how exactly would you want this to look as it is bound down? What are the bindings looking like?
Kind of like, I don't know, like how do you say it? Like there's like is held by like blood, maybe. Kind
Okay.
of like
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Like
rest of
circles
you
of blood.
see out of the ground like a circle of blood appears, and these like clawed blood hands like hook into the creature and like pull at him, and it like they almost like wrap around him in places, and you see him like trying to fight it off, and it really just he's not able to just pull the blood away as his claws are just ripping straight through it. Cool. Nice.
And then I'm gonna fucking run off into the sunset and
Cool.
dash.
There's a bonus action, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a bonus action, so
Okay.
Oh my lord.
Nice.
that's a little bit too far.
Okay. That's your
Yeah,
turn.
that's my turn.
Valis, are you just still running off into the distance?
Very, very fucking far away. So I'm gonna go into reaction or whatever it is.
Okay.
I guess
Good.
I'll climb nearest tree and
Okay.
sort of watch behind us.
Okay, so you want to hold an action to do something? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay. So you begin to climb the nearest tree and then hold an action to do what exactly? And then, so to hold an action, you need to have something that you want to do and then something that triggers that thing.
Oh, I'm gonna hold a psychic blade.
Holding a psychic blade, and what's the trigger?
He gets in range.
He gets in range. Okay. That
Would
will
I-
happen when he gets in range.
Because I'm up a tree, would I be able to get sneak attack?
Potentially, yes. We shall see when
Okay.
when it would happen, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, cool. It's your turn. You're up a tree. Sarah.
How did it appear again? I'm so lost.
So basically, what happened was, to confirm, can I just double check the banishing arrow? Could you post the banishing arrow for me, so I can just check? Okay. Simply banished to the Feywild, hit by arrow occurs while banished at the end of its turn, it reappears in the target area. So it seemed like this creature appeared in almost a smoky visage of itself very briefly while it was banished, and then reappeared fully at the end of its turn.
Right.
And that is indeed not a 1 minute duration.
I just hope everyone's able to escape and I just fucking dart.
Sure. Cool.
60
Sick
feet.
bear.
Or I go like.
Mhm. He'll sort of like turn up and anything you want to do, Zamnus, or are we bailing?
I have nothing in mind. Let's
So
tailgate.
I'd like to pause this for a second. You can cast Speak with Animals at will, but you aren't always speaking with animals. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay. I
So you'd
thought
have
because
to
it
cast
was.
the spell
Oh, okay.
in order to do so. Okay.
All right.
So unfortunately, he currently cannot hear you.
Okay. So he'd say that, get no response, then. Well, I'm making the decision now, and I'm aware this will take me into attack opportunity,
Mhm.
but I'm just going to dash down.
Down. Okay. Cool.
The bear, not the bear, the direwolf has 50-foot movement.
Okay. Cool. It doesn't take the attack of opportunity.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay. And you die wolf away with
Yo.
Zephyrus in tow.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to check if this happens. Nope. Okay. In which case, I'm going to take you guys out of initiative because you managed to get like a fair distance away, and then you just stop hearing the bear behind you in the distance.
Oh boy. Do you think it's
Thank
still following
fuck.
us? That was
It probably still is following. Yes, but
I'd say
DM, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Two things. Zell, because of her background,
Mhm.
she has Wanderer. Would that and also because of the talisman, would she get any vague sense, or would I be able to roll for any vague sense of where the is it the drift?
The
What
Direhearth.
the Direhearth is?
I'm going to say that that's a big no.
Okay, cool.
It's not a thing that is very easy to come across, even
Mhm.
when
And-
looking for it.
do I get my thing? Like, do I get any the
Sense.
the sense?
Not really. No.
No. Okay.
No. Not that thing directly. No.
Mhm.
Say, you think we're going the right direction?
I have no fucking clue.
And while we're at it, how did you come across Zell, and why are you helping us?
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. Real quick.
Okay.
So Sekbe can understand me as well. Are we still running, by the way, while...
This is
Yeah.
like yeah.
Mid running.
Yeah, well, mid-running.
Can't Sekbay understand anyway? Just not respond.
Exactly. Can
This is
understand.
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just can't
I'd like to hear him back.
hear him back. Yeah.
Well, basically, I found Zell next to those bark. Well, they call themselves bark. And
the tree gang.
The vibe
the tree
feed.
gang. Yes, they vibe. And well, Zell was there, and Zell apparently needs to meet the protector. So I decided, why not?
Man, I just wanna go to Wiggly.
Isn't that the thing that Murska said was not coming for quite a while?
Yes, it is. Oh wait, I don't hear him. I don't hear him. Never mind.
Well, while we were there, the bear kind of passed by us, and we got out of an unlucky situation, and apparently there's a problem with the Direhearth that we need to fix. So the rogue spirit and the protector both wish the same thing, just very different ways of going about it.
I'm just like very confused as to how the spirit managed to like tear through the realm of Feywild into like forcefully into our realm when I teleported it. I've never seen anything like that. That is kind of scary.
It just shows its power.
Zell, can you
Mhm.
roll a history check for me?
You mean broke through the barrier from the Feywild then? I thought spirits were just in this world.
That is enough for you to know that most Fey are immune to your spell.
To
No,
friends.
Friends. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most Fey, it just doesn't work on them at all.
Yep. Cool. I'd also add that she. So when talking about the bear and how it came back, whatever, she kind of says, well, perhaps it itself is Fey, and I at least know that this area is in some way. It feels a little bit similar to the Feywild, but a little less life, full of life. That's what I have to add. Carry on.
It is very heavily connected to it, from what I can tell.
Yep. That's just what I said.
We need to find out how to track down the Direheart.
Yeah.
And I have no idea as if
Is it the Direheart or Direhearth? Because I think I've heard both.
Half.
Direhearth.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think running blindly in a random direction is gonna find us a dire half.
Well, I was also told by a certain somebody that I could find a friend here, and I'm also not sure how to do that. But maybe if we do find them, they could help us find a protector.
As
Or
you say that, a little pixie appears on your shoulder, puffing out of pixie dust. Dear, you got a friend right here.
oh, it's you, isn't it?
I mean, have you talked to your friend yet?
Oh,
Your friend?
Girl things.
should we do this in private then?
I mean, I don't care if you want to do it in private, but I mean,
She goes to walk just behind the tree somewhere. That's not too far away, but yeah.
see you later, Zemnas.
I
She turns around and sticks her tongue out at them as she walks away.
I just kind of look at Zemnas. I mean, if that's what they're into,
I just kind of walk up to Sarah and I'm like, just like needing a hug.
just come here, like, I just give him a big hug.
So Simran, in regards to having the talisman and what's the phase name?
What
The one with the lantern.
Her name is Mariska.
Mariska. In terms of having them communicate, how would that be done? I imagine like she would be holding that amulet and
Figure
I don't
it
know.
out.
Oh,
Couldn't
okay.
figure it out.
She takes the amulet and she just holds it up to Mariska's face.
Kind of like takes a small hand and touches it, and then goes, "Don't think it's gonna talk to me like that, dear."
Well,
Kind of a you thing.
what does that mean?
I don't know. I know her, but she's a bit like, I don't know, something now. Whatever's going on here, it's more of a you deal than a me deal, if that makes sense.
But I've been with her for so long and she barely says a word. The only thing she does is keep me alive at best.
That sounds like a you problem.
It does, doesn't it?
I know.
Well,
But just tell her Mariska says hi, and she'll probably know what's going on.
Hello, amulet, talisman. Mariska says hi. Say hi back now.
Hi back.
What?
You hear the voice in your head.
She said hi back!
Okay.
Tell Mariska what she wants to know, talisman. Now.
You hear like a... for a second. And then, Oh, so that's what happened. That's actually marvelous. That's actually insane. Oh, yeah, oh, that's quite funny actually. You might want to talk to the little master over there. He points like backwards towards the group. Just talk to him about some stuff and I'll input when it's necessary. You guys are going to be good friends.
Okay. She goes back to Zemnis, I imagine.
Mhm.
Am I still being hugged?
You're still being hugged.
She reaches up and pulls at his horns to get.
No.
Mr. Sir, I need your help.
Master Zemnis,
yes.
she is requesting a parley.
Thank you, Mariska.
Do you both accept the parley?
I guess.
Sure.
Am I still hugging him?
Sorry, gentlemen. We have a situation. She taps the both of you at the same time from like a distance. She kind of points at both of you, and then poof, you both disappear and reappear in a rather like nice-looking room made of just pure gnarled, whirling wood on either side, black wood for the most part. There are two chairs on either side, and in the middle there's a giant like gap. There's like a gap in between, right? That just drops off into darkness. And as you sit down, like as you're like here, you're just kind of like pulled down into these chairs. And as you are pulled down into these chairs, the chair wood wraps around the arms of both of you. And Mariska stands in the middle and goes, I'll be back in just 1 second. Disappears. And Iliac reappears next to Zemnis. So then, what do we have here?
It is a pleasure to see you again, Master Iliac. How may I be of help?
You have requested a parley with this one, and she has requested one with you. The terms of this parley is that the information from here does not leave this place until a set time. That time will be figured out by all of us. Is that clear? I suggest the Direhearth's return to glory. Maybe later.
That is clear.
Okay. He looks. So you see a man wearing like a green, like so. Iliac looks like a man wearing like a green suit, effectively, almost like a long, like it's long and it's like kind of like got patterns across it, and he looks like a very like nice-faced humanoid, like human man, but he has stag horns that are made of wood.
Kind of. I don't know if there'll be a role to accompany this, but could again, because she's from the Feywild, yada yada. Does she get any specific like push or similar like Feywild push or pull on her like attitude or emotions?
Yeah, you feel fear, pure, unadulterated fear, and then it was like a pulse of fear, and then just contentment, and then almost a spark of happiness.
Right.
What is your name, little one? Points to you.
None of your. Well, for short, you can call me Zell.
In
but...
the parley, all truths must be heard from all sides. You would.
Yeah. Well, my name Funsikta Zelin.
Sikta Zelin.
Yes. Zelin of Funsik. That's my home village.
Interesting.
Do I have to tell you any more?
I am Iliac, Archfey of the Trees. This is my ward. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What did you say? You cut out. Sorry.
Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes. My name is Zemnis Deep Hollow. As I've already slightly introduced myself, I am a tiefling. I am not from the country we're currently residing on the other side, and I serve Master Iliac over here.
Oh well, thanks for being honest.
You have in your possession an item that could very easily be construed as either terrifyingly dangerous or terrifyingly powerful, potentially in a good way, but it will be very difficult to tell the difference. Do you understand?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yes, I do.
The item, I won't go into much depth, but the bondings of that particular situation were out of my control, and it is deeply regretful as a situation for me.
Hmm.
And while it is not within my power to willingly allow you to continue your journey, I'm not going to willingly hinder you. Do you understand?
Well, honestly, you're being a little bit vague.
Intentionally so.
Well, yeah. But I do understand.
Now,
Can I ask you something?
of course,
How do you do it here? It's so empty and boring.
this isn't my realm.
Well, yeah, but what do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it?
It has its perks and its
Well,
flaws. But I
does it?
refer to specifically this area as what I assume you're referring to the other that Zemnis is from.
Perhaps. Yes.
This, and he points at the ground below him, isn't my realm either.
Oh.
It's hers.
Oh.
Now, back to business. And very importantly so.
Okay. Thanks for
Who
your
do you
honesty.
mean? Who do you mean by hers, master?
Lady Marcy's. That is all I'm willing to divulge at this time.
How'd you spell that name?
He said it's Marcy.
M-A-R-C.
It's Marcy.
Cool.
If I say any more, then it would have put you both in risk. So, the important thing is while I cannot assist you, I will not hinder you, and the actions of Zemnis Deep Hollow are not mine to control. And while I can't assist you, he looks to Zemnis, that doesn't mean that Zemnis can't. And would I be against that? That is the question. That is a question that will not have an answer here today. Do you understand?
That is made loud and clear,
Good.
Mhm, mhm.
Master Iliac.
Now, I
Are
command...
you going to call him master every time he talks to you? Can't
It
you
is
just...
a formality that I
Oh.
have grown used to.
Oh, okay. Just asking, just wondering.
Now, to conclude this parley, Zemnis Deep Hollow, you must find the Direhearth for all of our sakes. How you do so, not even I know. How you deal with it, the creature you've been having to deal with many a time, the Arctos Bear, I do not know. But you must deal with it, and in doing so it may be beneficial for all of us sat here today. Is that understandable for all of you?
Yes.
Yep.
Do you have any final questions before we finish the parley?
Is there a deadline by chance to find the Direhearth?
There is, but I don't know it myself.
Of course.
It is the deadline is simply the full failing of the Direhearth. If it is to fully fail, then, well, you can't fix it then, can you?
I will see to it with utmost importance.
Before you leave,
Talisman. Tell him what you know. And she holds the talisman up to Iliac. Oh, her arms are... She can't hold it up.
Yeah.
I guess she tries to lean forward.
You like lean forward,
Yeah.
and he goes, Lady Marceline wouldn't tell me if she wanted to.
Wait, what's that last bit?
Lady
Go, Matt.
Marceline would not tell me that if she wanted to.
Damn it.
We weren't on the best of terms. And perhaps it's better that things are left unsaid during the parley.
Fair enough.
I'd like to tell you a short story.
Uh-oh.
The Direhearth is not so much a place as it is a thing. This forest has grown far larger than it ever really had the right to, and for good reason, and that is because of the Direhearth. It is more akin to an item than a place, and it is necessary. Or it is not. Who knows? There are many things up in the air. The important part about all of this is while it is in the current state it is, Arctos will be in the current state he is. And then my deal with the Protector will be in the current state it is. One way or another, either Arctos something needs to happen to it, or the Direhearth, something needs to happen to it. They are intrinsically connected.
If I may, one final question.
Of course.
You mentioned you may not be of help.
Hmm.
Does this limit to Mariska?
She's her own being. Always has been. Even the deals that we are clearing up with her being in servitude to you, she is powerful, and she has plenty more individuality than I would like to admit here in a parley. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't stop her doing what she wanted to do. Any other
Thank you very
questions
much.
before we finish this?
Nope.
Okay.
That is all on my end.
You forgot the master there, Master Iliad.
We end the parley here. Best of luck to both of you. You may need it. I'm not sure. It'll be an interesting watch either way. And you see the world around you just dissipates. And you're both standing back there with Mariska pointing at both of you, as if nothing had happened. She kind of tilts her head. Oh, it's already happened, okay. How'd it go?
Well,
We can't tell you it's a parlay, so we're not going to tell you. We're not going to speak about it.
Okay, fine. I'll just talk to Iliac myself later, it's fine.
Whatever.
So what just happened?
A parlay! Keep
Well,
up!
it's not something we can talk about. However, one thing I can say is we must find the Direheart.
That
Right.
I can honestly agree on.
That was an objective anyways, so... You two are weird.
Thank you very much. That's quite a
That-
compliment.
As you have been
Or we
stopped
must-
for a couple seconds, for a little while, it probably would have been a total of like 30 seconds to a minute, and you had the conversation just beforehand. You all hear a roar again in the distance. Pretty
Oh.
close, right? A classic. Zemnis, however, you don't hear the roar. and you hear something akin to how you've been communicating with Sekbe. You hear in the distance, "Where are you? Where? I smell the blood. The cursed blood."
Does this get translated for Zell as
It does
well?
not get translated for Zell.
Well, he seems to be looking for, well, at least one of us. I am not sure who. However, I suggest we discuss this on the way.
I would like to point out very distinctly, this does not feel like when it was translated into Sylvan. This feels a lot more like when you were talking to Sekbe. And when with Sekbe would respond. How it
I would
felt
Speak
like.
without
Yeah. So speak with animals, Pog. Well, does anyone remember the way to where the metal hut was?
What's that?
It was generally in the direction of the mountain, if I recall correctly. And that was
Is that-
my suggestion. We head anyway.
Is that the way where the bear, where the
The
roar
opposite
came from?
direction.
It's the opposite. Well, perfect. Shall we?
Yeah, I think we should go as soon as possible, actually. So
Okay.
Yeet!
You guys begin self-yeeting your way back towards the metal shack. The roars of the creature in the distance getting farther and farther away.
How much of a part from the parlay can we not say, Rage?
It's up to you.
Fuck. Okay. Anyways, I'll
Yeah,
bring
Zell's
it up
got-
later indirectly.
Yeah, Zell's not gonna even try.
Yeah, you begin like making your way off Wolfgonium, and within the space of about an hour of travel, you're gonna you had to slow down a little bit during the middle, all except the wolf, but the wolf kind of probably either had to double back or just be like, okay, well, I guess I'm only taking one person all the way, kind of thing. But you do manage to get to the clearing with the destroyed metal shack in the middle, still with little bits of blood and viscera across the floor.
Well,
Zell walks up to it and she kind of just taps on it. She kicks it a bit. She pokes it.
Ding,
She just
ding,
wants.
ding,
She just
ding.
wants to see what happens.
did the metal hut have an underneath, like a digging?
Did not. No.
Well, I suggest for now we scour around, look for anything of interest. And Sarah, I would like to talk to you just for one moment, if you will.
Sure.
Okay.
What's up?
Move him to the side.
Mhm.
This may come off as an odd question. However, I understood the beast when we were running away from it. It was looking for the one of impure blood. And I'm not so sure if it's you that it is looking for. However, with how we don't know each other's backgrounds, and you've mentioned you come from a different life than all of us, and yet you're in this style of life, I thought it might be worth asking you if there's anything you know about it.
Well, I don't think I would phrase it like that. So, Zamnas. So you know how there is nobility in the world?
Yes?
Well, I'm one step above that. I'm royalty. So I don't know how that would have to do with anything about impure blood. If anything, it would be the opposite.
I am unsure. How
Um,
my point was you come from royalty, yet you're here. I do not wish to divulge why that is. However, I made the link, a possible link. Thought it might be worth asking.
maybe. I don't think it would connect to anything that I know of. Rage? Would I? Would it? maybe it's something else, Zamnas. Maybe if you said it smells cursed blood or something like that, right?
Correct.
Maybe it means I have the blood of the goblin on my hands, maybe. Because I was the one who killed the goblin.
Possibly. Let's return to the others for now.
Alright.
I'd like to mention, as you're like collecting yourselves around this destroyed metal hut,
Can I quickly just say, Zell's licking the metal to see what it tastes like.
you taste blood,
Okay, fair
dried
point.
blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sun has now officially set, and it's getting a little bit dark, which for most of you isn't too much of a problem. I'm just pointing that out.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing?
Oh boy. Hey, everyone.
Yep.
Next time the bear catches up to us or gets across us, I'm gonna split up from the group for a bit, if that's okay.
But are you going to split up and get killed?
I just wonder. I need to see which direction is the bear gonna go. Who is he gonna follow?
Don't sound too hopeful.
I agree with that.
So, sorry. Right now, is it night or is it starting to get dark?
It's like it's like past the point where it's getting dark, and it's like genuinely getting dark, if that makes sense. Like the sun is officially set, and it's getting dark.
You got cut out at the
Oh
perfect
Jesus
time.
Christ! Why am I cutting out? It's really annoying.
You are
It's
cutting
light,
out, yeah.
That
and
was
then you
pretty
got cut
funny.
out, and then you
Okay.
came back, finished the sentence.
Nice. So it's past the point where you're getting dark. The sun has officially set, and it's like properly getting dark.
I'm going to make a fire because I don't have dark vision.
Okay. It is
Sure. The tinderbox easy enough.
Cyril,
Yeah.
I'd as I wouldn't wish to leave you alone with the thing, perhaps I'll split up with you.
I mean,
the group.
if you want to.
I believe if things do go wrong, well, two heads are better than one against the giant arc bear, as the saying goes.
That's a good saying, I think.
And I just kind of pat him on the shoulder and go to sit down, like next to the campfire.
I'm gonna. Yeah, Kane, do you think we can hold guard again like with the usual, or are you too tired?
Yeah, we can do that.
Alright.
Sekber will sort of like speak up here and there. Do we? I may have missed it. Do we have a destination we're heading for in the morning?
I don't think we will be heading to Wiggly as of yet.
Then may I make a request?
Of course.
I've mentioned it a few times, but I was told. I've mentioned the stories. The one I was told last night was one of the bear. To cut it a very long story short, there was a tribe or something of that nature of not quite bears, not quite people, whatever gestures in the direction they came from. That was, and again, to cut it short, it ended up fighting a black dragon. I believe the two things I saw that I particularly think of note are a cave it came from and a location where all the bones of its tribe are. Whilst I'm not confident in finding the latter, I believe if we head to the mountain, we might be able to find something of the former.
I believe that would be a great location to start. I
The
am.
dragon was mentioned earlier, guy.
Well, we kind of ran off the first away from the giant bear the moment we could, rather than past it.
I mean, the dragon's dead now.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, the bear killed it. That thing we just tried to fight.
Lovely. You mentioned that you speak with this thing every night in your dreams,
Dalvanar, yes.
Delvanor. Perhaps he knows something about the Direhearth. Possibly.
I can ask, but I do not believe.
I might be able
Well,
to find something out about the Direhearth.
One. Hmm.
I don't know. I can ask and search around this place, but the answers it gives are usually confusing and not always helpful.
As to be honest, I'm not sure of where we are looking for or what we are looking for.
Is it a location or
That I am
Just as
unsure of. It may be a location. It may be a thing.
if I'll operate on the basis it's a location? Then, if we're looking for a hearth, it's unlikely to be one with amongst all the greenery. As I say, the mountain with stone is far more likely.
Can everyone hear this conversation?
Mhm.
Well, it was the Direhearth is an item, not a place. That's what Iliac said.
You say that,
Oh,
and you feel your tongue seize in your mouth
fuck.
as you like finish saying that, and then
It's more.
Mariska appears on your shoulder and goes, "Oh my god, it's been like less than an hour, and you've already fucked it up."
You alright?
What's your full name? Sorry.
Can I speak now?
Yes.
Funzig Tal Celine.
Punzig Tazeline, I hereby decree that you have failed a parlay and the terms that it leads by. This is the worst. Well, I mean, I can't do anything for you now. You fucked it up yourself.
I hate this place.
I hate this place too sometimes. But you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. Good fucking luck to you. She disappears.
Can
So
I
just
still
like-
speak to Mariska?
She reappears. Hello.
Could you? I kind of move off to the side.
Mhm.
What does it entail when you break a parlay?
So, breaking a parlay is breaking your word to a fae. And by doing so, you break your word for good, if that makes sense. Which is a very bad thing, considering. And by breaking your word for good, the primordial forces are not going to be happy. And they're going to want some stuff back. Now, what that entails is different for every person. And hopefully it's a minor deal. But this does not look good, and I can't do anything to fix it. And I'm just the messenger, so please don't shoot me. She kind of...
No.
She goes to poof out of existence and goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
Does that mean it's the primordial forces are only not happy with Zell or with myself as well?
Yeah, the parlay is still in full force for both of you, but she's broken her ends of the deal, so the primordial forces will want, repentance or some shit. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. Don't fuck it up, either of you, again, please. Just don't pretend like
Noted.
nothing happened. Okay.
Noted.
Jeez, it's like I'm talking to fucking children. She just
This place
disappears.
has so many rules.
She reappears.
Right.
No, this place doesn't have so many fucking rules. Our place has so many fucking rules. You fucked it up on your own. She disappears.
I just kind of go back. I'm like, Zell, watch your back. Everybody, forget everything within the last 5 minutes. Kindly.
Right.
How can I watch my back if my eyes are in front of my head? Or what?
You aren't very good with metaphors.
Whatever. I don't even know what that means.
That explains a lot.
Hmm.
Well, Sekbei, kindly ask about, well, what we discussed. I am going to try to go to sleep and just kind of lay down.
Yeah. Let's take shifts. Okay. I'll take the first one.
Is there like any shrubbery or something I can kind of hide next
It's a
to?
bit of it's a clearing around this hut for a fair distance. There's a river going by, and then there's shrubbery like out into the actual forest. There's a little bit out of the light of the fire, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, so I'll just stay near it.
Okay.
By the way, Saril, kindly get that piece of whatever it is meat off your leg. It's been there all day.
Oh.
It's like flies around it and it's rotted and stuff.
It's don't worry about it, just a squirrel I had a scuffle with.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. I kind of like flick the piece off of me.
Is everybody going to sleep?
Yeah, apart from me.
Okay.
I'd also say for Cell, if she can, she's kind of just lying on her back by the fire, but like further away from everybody else as well. And she's just looking up at the sky, and she's holding the talisman to her chest, and she's gonna just trance, and she's gonna try and communicate with the talisman and just, I don't know, just kind of talk with it, but not out loud. She wants to kind of see if she can do it in her head, and that'll work.
Yep. We're going to do the classic of rolling the d6 to see who goes first. 5. So actually, I need to re-roll because it definitely wouldn't be sheared first.
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm awake.
Okay, it is gonna be Sekbei. Good fun. Sekbei, you fall into your slumber once again, and you find yourself in front of the large draconic red head with the single little monocle on one eye, goofy grin on his face as you settle into your usual chair. So then, what will it be this time?
I've been asked for a bit of a request this time, I suppose.
The
But,
request.
I do have an. I was asked to question whether you knew anything about a Direhearth.
Not sure about that. Had to sneeze. He kind
Wait a
of
minute.
pauses. Yep.
Bless you.
While you do other people's dreams, I'm gonna BRB.
Sure, go ahead. He kind of pauses for a second. That is definitely connected to the last story I read you, or told you, or was told to you, more accurately. It is a bridge between worlds. But that's about all I can tell.
I see. I thank you for that.
It has a distinctly familiar connection to me, but I can't figure out what it is. And while I am powerful, I'm not quite that powerful.
I will bear that in mind.
So then,
Thank you.
a story?
For one, I think you may be able to oblige more, just out of sheer curiosity. Do you have any about pixies, or fae of that general nature?
Pixies. Give me a second. You see him like kind of pondering, and a giant clawed hand comes and strokes an imaginary beard. Well, I indeed have one about a fae. But I'm not sure you're ready to hear that yet.
You're just going to tempt me with the knowledge.
I think I'm going to leave that one for later. We'll see.
I trust your judgment on that. Then.
I mean, if it comes up when I go through all of them, I'm gonna just... You see, they come to me. They come to me, right, most of the time. If it comes up and it wants to be told, then it'll be told. For now.
Randomly determined on a certain metric, of course.
Indeed. Roll the fucking dice. Big old.
In before it's the base story.
It's possible. 40. Oh, okay. That's a fun one. I like this one. Okay. You find yourself sat in front of a man. Light white hair, a crown on his head. His face is kind of gaunt and tired. He's playing with a minor illusion in his hand. This story is called The Year of Black Rainbow. My name is Kalen Price. I am king of Paladonia. I was once a student at Darkfall Academy. And it was an academy for gifted and talented people and those of royalty. I enjoyed my time there. I made some good friends amongst the Green Flame Blades. My teacher was an interesting fellow. And together we did some interesting things. During our time there, we were attacked repeatedly by some masked villains. And as we got further and further and closer to finding them, we stumbled a couple of times. During this time, I found myself a girlfriend, found out my aide from another country, Petra, was in love with me, and found out that my rival, Rilgar, from the Rilgan Empire. Well, it all came to a bit of a head at a festival called the Festival of Black Rainbow, commemorating a war 100 years ago, a war that our grandfathers fought and ended. And at that festival, Rilgar showed himself to be one of the masked devils that had attacked my friends. And he killed my father in front of me. In fact, he killed many of the royals that stood around at that feast. Years passed. We fought a war. My brother, who was in line for the throne, died on the Festival of Black Rainbow, so I was the next in line. It was a long war. There was blood shed on both sides, but I wasn't going to let that ashen cunt take everything from me and get away with it. One by one, I cut down every last thing that he loved. Killed his wife in front of him, and her beloved wyvern. The child in her belly died in my hands. Their army bled, turned to ash, and I sent fireball after them. And then when it came for the chance to kill Rilgar, I stripped him of his power, cut his limbs from him, and made him live out the rest of his days, watching as I ruled my new empire, my new kingdom, the Paladonian kingdom, across his people. A world better than his ideologies, better than he and his ashen people could ever have wished for. He kept saying, "We're cousins. Our family wanted us to be this empire together." Well, if that was the case, Rilgar, where's your family now? You see him sit back into his chair, happy, his face kind of tilted. Beautiful. And the vision in front of you ends. Ooh, that was quite a story, wasn't it?
Kalen Price, was that?
Kalen
Is
Price.
Quite the character, it seems.
Quite the character. It was a character arc and a half. He started out as a meek, kind little boy and turned into, well, a bit of a monster, but an interesting one. This is another one of those stories that didn't really happen in this version of everything. Another version. Well then. I guess I shall be seeing you.
As always, I appreciate this. Thank you.
Good night. He disappears from in front of you and you fade off back into sleep. I will write out the name real quick for him.
The Year of the Black Rainbow, wasn't it?
Yes, the Year of the Black Rainbow is the name of the thing.
That's it.
And that's his name, yes.
I'll be honest, I just kind of assume, like, spellings
Yeah,
for a lot of this.
this is fair. For an insight, by the way, that's another campaign I'm running. And you ran a bit.
I kind of got the impression from...
I was like, this shit seems way too real.
Yeah, it's almost finished. Friday. We'll see. But yes.
Is that NPCs or is that an NPC?
That's one of the players.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Was that backstory or was that, like, in campaign?
That's in campaign.
Right.
Yeah. It is something. Okay, swiftly moving on. 2. So that is Zemnis. Okay.
Hey!
Okay, Zemnis, you fall into your normal slumber as per usual, and you find yourself bowing once again before the Queen under the earth in her frozen temple. She beckons for you to raise your head. You do so. Jaraxxus. Did I ever tell you how I got that? And she points over to the left, and you see a heart frozen in a crystal cage. The heart still, as it's frozen itself, beating.
I do not believe so.
You see, I used to have a cleric, and she was quite astounding. And then everything happened, of course. The whole business. And she died, unfortunately. A good friend of yours, however, seems wasn't willing to let that be the case. So I've made a deal with her. And we'll see what happens with that deal or how it comes to fruition. It's been a long time since you've talked to Carillion, isn't it, Jaraxxus? you kind of feel an anger and a dread in the pit of your stomach. I know she betrayed you, but you wouldn't be here now without all of that, would you? You wouldn't be serving me. You wouldn't have the power that you do now. When I gain enough power to take back my seat up there, will you join me in slitting her throat, Jaraxxus?
It would be my pleasure.
I was hoping you'd say that. And your dream ends. Okay. Yeah. Kane!
The fuck?
The fuck? Kane?
Yeah.
I hate to cut in, but
Yeah.
do you mind if I go? Because I kind of need to go soonish.
Sure. We can do yours first. If you're okay with that, Mr. 4?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Sure. Okay.
Awesome, cheers.
Yes, you... okay. Give me a second. Alice, you feel the sensation of falling once again, and you find yourself back in a very familiar library. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna have a look around.
Hmm.
Just see, is anyone else with me, or am I alone?
You seem to be alone currently.
I'm gonna walk to a bookshelf and ask what the Direhearth is.
You walk up to a bookshelf and you ask out loud, what is the Direhearth? The books all seem to, recede, except one that pushes itself out and just falls into your hand. The book is titled Dragons in All Forms, A Tale of Tales.
In that case, I'm gonna open the book.
You open the book, and the book opened to about 40% of the way it opens, and you find yourself looking upon what looks like the head of a black dragon. It's got two large horns that come out, green eyes, and this drawing seems to be like the mouth of the dragon is dripping some sort of acid. And as you're looking at the book, you see the drawing turn from just being normal to slowly watching the decay of this draconic head. Its eyes go first, its scales lose its color and then kind of degrade, and you're left with this skull. The skull being very bleached, pale white, the long horns remaining, and then the skull opening its mouth and embedding itself on top of what looks like an odd pedestal. And as it does, you see the pedestal begin to glow along these lines along it, pulsing its way up into the eyes of the dragon, glowing a bright green, and then almost out of the eyes of the dragon, tears of this green liquid pour out. And then above it, written, the Direhearth.
A dragon's head?
You say that, and the book turns into hundreds of small...
to die.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that scared the crap out of me. Thank you, Detective Ninja Cat. The book turns into hundreds of small little dragons. They all little paper dragons. They all rip apart from each other and then fly off.
Do they fly into a particular direction?
They're all different directions across the library.
Okay. I'll walk back to a bookshelf then.
You go to walk back to a bookshelf. Yeah.
I'll ask, What is the bear spirit, and how do we deal with it?
A book pushes itself out and lands in your hand. The book's title is "How to Fuck Off with Pictures." You hear a familiar voice behind you. Did you find what you were looking for?
I'll turn around and show her the book.
Oh, that's a classic.
Have you got this one too, then?
Many a times.
Can I open the book? What's inside the book?
You open the book, and it opens to a page of a diagram of a guy just like with a speech bubble next to him saying, "You should just fuck off, bro." And then another guy stood there sad next to him.
Okay, I'm gonna close the book and put it back then.
Yep, you put it back. All of the bookshelves almost recede into the ground, and you're left with like a fully wooden floor around you in a small room, with like some vaguely pale pink lights around you.
For a magic room in my dreams that somehow has got a woman that gives me magic powers, I'm really not sure what the fuck it wants.
If you knew what it wanted, it'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be that easy.
I'd also like to point out a couple of things. Firstly, it's not magical powers. Not quite. Slightly different. Psionics. Secondly, I didn't give you those powers. I just trained you to use them. You always had them, or something. I'm not 100% sure how it works. But that's not anything for me to deal with. Thirdly, the library is virtually infinite, expansive, and it knows far more things than should be known. It'll give you the information it thinks is important, or it'll give you the information you need, or it won't. And it'll do whatever the fuck it wants. And I and you have literally no say in it. Do you remember what I told you a couple of nights ago?
You told me a lot of things since a couple of nights ago.
Indeed. She walks up to within, like, a foot of distance of you, pinks her hand up, flicks you on the fucking forehead. Statements, not questions.
Valis is going to turn around to the bookshelf again, and
There are no bookshelves around you currently.
Oh.
They've all receded into the floor.
Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get an answer at the moment, so that's kind of awkward.
Statements don't require answers, Valis.
That's true.
But statements can be answers. You
Is it
understand
possible
what I'm
to
getting
kill the Arctos bear?
That's a question.
True. Well,
Of all of the beings, in all of the verses, the library gives me this!
wait. All of the verses?
Yes.
Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
No, you definitely don't. She kind of stops
Okay.
for a second, and then looks off to the left, and you kind of see her like put her fingers in like in a window shape, and a window appears in like pink light around the edges of it, like just into the wood, and you see like a vast pink void that slowly turns into a blue mist, and you see something almost in the distance, and she goes, "Oh no, what did you do?"
Me?
You, or one of the people you're with, has messed with something very fundamental. What did you do?
I don't know. Hey, look. I'm here. I just want to find my sister, but I've got all this weird shit happening, and I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
One of the fundamentals is on its way to where you are in the near future. How near that future is, I don't know. But this is not a thing that even I want to fuck with. Am I making myself clear?
Yes. What is a fundamental? Does it have to do with the weird green eyes I see?
That's a different thing. And that's also concerning for another day. We'll talk about that then. A fundamental...
I assume that was you I saw back then at that
The pink
shrine.
eyes are probably me, yes.
Okay.
A fundamental is a being whose entire existence is to keep the order of the universe in balance. Balance. In any way, shape, or form. Something that has occurred has taken the balance out of that, and the fundamental is coming to realign the balance, one way or another.
I take it won't be reasoned with.
It depends on the fundamental. But unlikely. You have three options. Run and keep running for as long as you can run, and then die. The second one is you accept the fact that it's going to do whatever it's going to do, and then once it's done, it's going to leave. And the third option is you make friends who are willing to take whatever this is on for you, preferably extremely powerful and available friends.
Do we know, is it coming for me? Is it going for the people I'm with? Is it going to go for all of us?
The best I can guess is all of the above.
Fuck. So, logically, I assume I've not fucked with anything. I haven't really done anything recently. So, if I'm not there, will it still go for me?
It has fucked. It has been fucked, and therefore it will fuck with all of you. And you were something to do with the fucking. Fucking has happened. That's the important part, and it is setting the fucking right. You're fucked. And as she says that, you see her disappear, all but the eyes, and then the eyes close, and you fall back into your sleep.
I didn't even get to mention the name.
You did not. Oh, fucking.
The greatest threat in the universe. Fucking.
Fucking has happened!
Fucking has happened,
Can,
bro.
when this gets uploaded to YouTube, could someone that fucking cyberpunk meme and just keep on out of contexting rage while he says it?
Fucking has happened.
Yeah.
We have to consult the ancient philosophers for this. When times
Yes.
get rough, flow like water, fuck shit like fuck.
Oh, fuck, oh shit, oh, fuck, oh shit.
Oh.
Kane,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Okay, anyway,
Mhm.
just I'm going to peace out now.
Cool.
Yeah.
See you, dude.
Goodbye.
Alright, Kane, you find yourself in a familiar situation. The green mirrors all around you, sat on a green pedestal, cross-legged, bringing yourself to a zen, looking at your own reflection. Except this time, the zen doesn't seem to really happen. What would you like to do?
I'll call out. Hello, are you here? No.
Which one are you asking for?
Are there multiple? The one I spoke to last time.
There are many here. Which one you asking for?
The wolf?
You see the form in front of you shimmer and change back to the wolven form with the green crystals sticking out of sections of him, the green crystalline claws settling into a Zen position like you. Yes. What can I do for you?
I don't know. What can you do for me, honestly?
I can ponder a question for you. Is it better to embrace the beast or reject it? And then a second question for you. The sheep, by its nature, cannot understand the wolf. If it could, do you think it would forgive the wolf for all it has done?
I think the answer to the first question is neither. And second question, probably not.
What if the sheep was simply a bear in sheep's clothing?
I've never heard that before, but maybe.
You asked, what can I do for you?
Mm-hmm.
I am the wolf, and around you, the flock of sheep. They are not sheep, they are bears, and dragons, and undead, and monsters of all kinds. So, I pose to you, knowing this, what can I do for you, my dearest Cain? You don't have to answer now.
Okay,
Think about it.
I will.
The others sure will, won't you, gentlemen? Yes, 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 they will. We'll be spending a lot of time here, Cain. Indeed.
Okay.
You see him fade from you, and you see the mirror in front of you crack for a second. And then you see a crystalline face appear for a brief second, with almost a hole in the middle, with a green glow to it. It at first looked like a pair of two eyes, but they merged into one green glow. Ah. So you're the pathway. How wonderful. And then you are back into your normal self, and you awaken.
Okay.
All right. So we've got two left.
Aye, aye.
Okay, we're gonna be leaving Zell to last, I guess. Cool.
Yo, Kane, it's your turn to watch now. Sleep.
Cyril, you settle yourself and you phase yourself back into your normal
Micro
state.
form.
Your
Yeah.
the classic girl form. And you remember being at a tea party before. But this is a distinctly odd situation. You're sat at a tea party. Relaxed as all hell. And as you're like sat there relaxed and you look around the table, you see across from the table from you 2 star elves. Which is a kind of normal thing for you at this point. Next to you stood your royal guard. You look to your royal guard. Silmaris, please, relax yourself. Join us at the table. The royal guard puts the visor of her helmet up. You see she has several daggers on her body. Her visor goes up and you see a very, pale, thin elven girl with long ears. And she kind of goes, okay. Sits down next to you. You pour her some tea. You look to the other 2. Well then. What's the plan, Meryl? Cathrilia? You said you wanted me here? The one on the left has a little necklace on. You referred to her as Cathrilia. She kind of smiles and looks to Meryl. Meryl looks to you and goes, the rest of us, the other star elves, they're moving on. There is a place where we can free ourselves of this. But, I don't think the rest, not all of us are going. Me and Keth, we're staying, I think. Ah. You see yourself, you say. Interesting. Okay. And then as you go to, speak again, you see behind... Yeah?
Meryl as in that Meryl. Oh shit, okay.
You see behind the 2 of them, an elven man, high elf of some sort, burst through the door, a sword in hand. Your guard gets up with her knives and begins throwing them in the general direction of him. He deflects a couple, and then he comes up and he brings his sword into Keth's chest, up through the front, up through the back, pinning her up. He pulls it out again before your guard gets to in front of him, and you just cast a spell, trapping him in place as your guard cuts his throat. One quick motion. You look down to Keth, and you see her pale, light grey skin and her star-like eyes begin to fade. And as you turn her over, you see that, her face had gotten cut and bloodied across one side, and a rather large, wound in her chest has bloodied her beautiful dress. You roll her over, and you make a silent vow. You turn to your guard, Silmaris. We need to bury her. Meryl, you know exactly why this happened, right? Meryl looks to you and goes, something must be done. Okay. I'm sorry, Keth. I'm sorry. And that's where your vision fades.
Oh,
And you awaken.
okay. I'm gonna need a minute to process all of that. Oh,
Mhm.
buddy.
Cool. Alright, and finally, we've got Zell. Zell, you focus on your talisman as you try to fall into your sleep, and you have very jarring, disconcerting visions. You find yourself sat in this similar place, much like the parlay.
Oh,
You look to your hand, and it looks not like your own. And you look across the gap, knowing that this is your domain, and he has come here to your domain to deal with you. And as you look across, you see a Laik. He smiles, and you look to him. You're not welcome here anymore.
so before we start off, I'm really, 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 really sorry. It was just a slip of the tongue.
You say all of these things, and you try and make the words out, and you realize that your body isn't responding. Your body says to him, "You're not welcome here anymore, Laik. Be gone from my sight." And he looks to you and goes, "I'm sorry, Marceline. I didn't know it would be like that. I wish it could be another way. My hands are tied. He's coming for you. I know." And then your vision cuts. And you see a single grey stone. Uncut, unpolished. And you see it, and you know that that's something important. And you see it almost like cut out of a single, the vision in front of you is like missing pieces almost. Like it's barely functioning, and you see it embedded in something white. A large crack along that white thing, and a small green glow in it. Then your vision fades, and as you awaken, you hear the voice. "Help me, please." And that is where you all awaken, and that is where we are going to end the session today.
Hey.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice. All right, I Can you polish my uncut stuff? No. Oh, sip. Fuck. Jesus. All right. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to refund you that inspiration, Ari, because we didn't get to use it during the session. Unfortunately, a bit too late. But we will be back next week. I'm going to end the stream here. So thank you guys all for watching. Catch you guys next
Thank
time.
you for watching. See ya. Hope you have